Good afternoon. Fade to Black breaking news for this Wednesday, October 9th, 2024. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. Help support the show. You know what to do. Get yourself a Fade to Black T-shirt. We have two shirts, two shirts. Two ways to get them. The links are below. Get a Game Changer membership or just order a shirt. Everything is autographed. It includes shipping. The links are below. Help support everything that we do around here. Remember, we do 2 shows a day, Monday through Wednesday. Thursday, we do 3 shows. That includes tomorrow on my birthday, by the way. All right, so get your shirts and help support the show. Tonight on Fade to Black, Dr. Diane Hennessy is with us, Neuroscience and You. We're going to talk about all of her research. It's going to be an amazing show. Tomorrow night, it's my birthday. So we're going to do a special celebration. AMA, AJA. I'm going to hang out with all of you, and I've got a couple of surprise guests coming in tomorrow night for an announcement too as well. It's Daryl Link and Serena DC, by the way. Okay, so that's tomorrow night. All right. I've got 3 major events coming up next month. I'll be in Peru November 15th through the 27th with Brian Forrester. You can get on the waiting list. It is sold out, but you can also check out all of Brian's tours that he does all year long. The links for everything are below. After that, February 7th through the 10th, 2025, I will be hosting the Conscious Life Expo once again here in Los Angeles at the LAX Hilton. All of the speakers, schedule, tickets, events, and everything are at the link below. Then, Rise of the Guardians. This is March 29th and 30th, 2025 in Sedona, Arizona. The links for that are also below. Going to Sedona, Arizona. Come and hang out with us. Do some sky watching while I'm out there, by the way. I've got 2 or 3 other events for the first half of the year of 2025. And we're finishing up the details on that. I will keep everybody posted. All right. On this day in history, 1992. Check this out. A meteorite crashes into Michelle Knapp's Chevy Malibu in her driveway in Peekskill, New York. Yeah. She sold the meteorite, and she also sold her car with the hole in the roof. And the car was displayed like in Paris and Tokyo, all around the world, and it still is. Fader fact, a buttload is an actual unit of measurement. 1 buttload is equivalent to 126 gallons of wine. And that is your Fader fact. Look it up. Look it up. All right. Let's get to the breaking news that's going down right now. Hurricane Milton is now a Category 4 storm and is forecast to make landfall around 11 p.m. Eastern tonight. The outer edge of it will be about 5 p.m. Eastern tonight. As a slightly weaker major hurricane somewhere on Florida's central Gulf Coast, where it could be one of the most destructive storms on record. As exactly where it comes ashore could be shifting before landfall, and also where most of the life-threatening storm surge occurs in the Tampa area and along Florida's Gulf Coast. Milton has shifted about 18 miles to the south over the last 24 hours. And yes, you've heard the reports, there are tornadoes right now in Florida. The 2 words of the day: Immaculate, constellation. Search for it. When you do, Google says, and I quote, "It looks like the results below are changing quickly. If this topic is new, it can sometimes take time for reliable sources to publish information." End quote. That's what I got this morning. I've been following this story now for the last 24 to 48 hours. Now, according to independent journalist Michael Schellenberger, a leaked whistleblower report says the Pentagon is operating a secret UFO retrieval program called Immaculate Constellation without congressional knowledge or oversight, possibly for decades. Department of Defense spokesperson Susan Goff denied records of the alleged program, stating, and I quote, The Department of Defense has no record, present or historical, of any type of SAP called Immaculate constellation. The unnamed whistleblower said the Department of Defense created Immaculate Constellation in 2017 after the New York Times report revealed another program known as the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, otherwise known as ATIP. This is all over Twitter. This is getting out there into the media, and I will report it as the news breaks. Pretty crazy. Immaculate constellation. There you go. All right. Yeah. So the DOD denies it. So does that mean it's real? Well, of course, that's what you're going to say and think. So I don't know. Everybody is on top of this. There's the Google spike in Immaculate Constellation back in 2023. Much of it centered around Dayton, Ohio, where Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is. That's interesting. That timed with David Grush. I don't know. All right. I don't know. I'm not going to make any comments. You can check out Russ Coulthart's recent interview and posting, which is over on News Nation. And you can certainly head over to Michael Schellenberger's Twitter page, X. It's now called X, but who cares? Where he's got the entire article presented. And he says he's standing by his story. The Atlas Survey Telescope has detected a new comet approaching the sun just as we are preparing to see and photograph comet C 2023-A3, which should be a naked eye object after sunset for a few weeks beginning today. The new comet, initially named A11 BP7I and now called C 2024-S1, appears to be unusually large and could become a naked eye object by the end of October. So, yeah, we have two comets in the night sky this month. Very cool. Don't look up. Rocket Lab USA announced today that the company has been selected by NASA to complete a study for retrieving rock samples from the Martian surface and bringing them back to Earth for the first time. Rocket Lab's proposed mission architecture will be revealed once the study is complete in the coming months. I will keep you posted. It's pretty big news. A federal judge has ordered Google to tear down the digital walls shielding its Android app store from competition as punishment for maintaining an illegal monopoly that helped expand the company's internet empire. The injunction issued by U.S. District Judge James Donato will require Google to make several changes that the company had been resisting. These include a provision that will require its Play Store for Android apps to distribute rival third-party app stores so consumers can download them to their phones if they want to. The judge's order will also make the millions of Android apps in the Play Store library accessible to rivals, allowing them to offer up a competitive selection. There you go. All right. And finally, I'll leave you with this. Self-driving cars, self-driving vehicles. They are here. They have officially arrived. We know this. You see them everywhere. But remember when you got your learner's permit, right? And you had to have a licensed driver in the car with you so you could go out and scare everybody. Remember that? Then there was the magical day when you went to the DMV to take your tests. You remember that, right? Written test and that nerve-wracking driving test. Yeah. You had to show at the age of 16 that you were worthy and could be trusted and navigate the roads with a 2-ton hunk of metal. So what about self-driving cars? It's time for a driver's test that self-drivers would have to pass before they could travel on public roads. Such a regulation would set minimum standards to ensure that vehicles display basic skills and competence in traffic situations, the same as a 16-year-old human. Yeah. And that includes parallel parking and sneaking the car out when your parents are in bed. Seriously. There you go. There's all the Fade to Black breaking news that you need for this Wednesday, October 9th, 2024. Breaking news is produced by Renee Neumann. I'm Jimmy Church. Now, tonight on the show, Dr. Diane Hennessy is with us. We're going to be talking about neuroscience and you, all of her latest research. That and much more tonight on Fade to Black. But for now, all I've got is Go Backley Tappy.